Interesting things have been done with the old deck of 52 playing cards, so I wasn't all that excited when Apokerlypse crossed my path. How interesting can it be to play a trick-taking roguelike using basic poker hands? Watch on and find out. My name is Thoraxe, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play. Note: you know I don't play around, even when I'm asked to play around. The developer's marketing agency asked me to take a look at this card game, but I won't shuffle my thoughts for a favor. Come on, you had to like those puns. We are looking at Apokerlypse by Breaker Games. I put just under 2 hours into this self-build roguelike deck builder. I definitely shy away from card games, and I generally don't like deck builders. This game had a lot stacked up against it because it was a roguelike deck builder built around poker hands, so it seemed like it would be close to the worst case scenario of game mechanics combined. It's probably why I never played Balatro. Anyway, I tried to enter with open eyes. If you're a human being on planet Earth, you are probably at least conceptually familiar with the game of poker and the various hands that go into it. Things like straights, full houses, and pairs are probably not totally novel to you. So you mostly already have a grasp of the fundamentals of this game. You are dealt a hand of cards, and then a random bottle spin determines who goes first. The first player plays a hand, and then the next player's job is to beat that hand with a better one. This escalates until someone can no longer play a better hand, and that player passes, which allows the next player to start from scratch with a new hand. The first player to get rid of all of their cards is the winner. Each round has several matches, and generally your opponents get more powerful each match and each round. I'll explain a bit of what that means in a moment. Ultimately, if you can finish all the matches and score enough souls, you get to advance to the next round. Finish all 3 rounds with enough souls, and you win the game. This is pretty damn simple. But then they layered all these other interesting mechanics on top of it, and what started as a stupidly simple game starts to get pretty complex pretty quickly. The game leans into its hell/apocalypse theme in that each of the playable characters has a special ability somehow linked to their soul. The starting character you get has a fire skill that can burn cards when the dragon egg hatches. As you play hands, you earn mana, which allows you to use your special skill, and in the case of this fire character, that skill adds heat to make the egg hatch sooner. Burning the cards destroys them and removes them from your hand, which gets you closer to the goal of getting rid of all of your cards. So far, so good. This main skill associated with your soul can't be changed, but you have 2 other slots where you can equip additional skills. Finishing rounds might reward you with skills, money, or chips. Money can be used to buy skills or chips, or in some cases to modify your deck of cards. In between every round, you get to visit the store to buy things with your money or to make changes to your equipped set of stuff. Are you still with me? With respect to the meta progression in the store, the goal is to equip ever more interesting combinations of skills, chips, and other power-ups to make you a more formidable opponent. Being more formidable basically means that you can get rid of all your cards more quickly. Since each character's core skill cannot be changed, that combination of things is ultimately going to somehow revolve around whatever that core skill does. To give you a more concrete example, I unlocked a few characters and then tried my hand at using the Pyromancer. Haha, another card pun. The Pyromancer's special ability would cause cards to turn into void cards. So I really doubled down on adding additional skills and buffs to drive up that conversion of cards to voids. Why? Well, there's a special hand in the game called a bomb, which is when you play 4 of a kind. Unless another player happened to have played a bomb, or they happen to have a better bomb than yours, they will have to pass, so 4 aces is pretty hard to beat, because the only thing better in this game are the Satan cards, so you'd have to beat an aces bomb with a Satan bomb, which is called a nuclear bomb. Anyway, Since your pyromancer is turning cards into voids, that means you can get 4 pretty quickly, and if you're lucky, you'll have other cards in your hand that allow you to play a lot of cards at once, like full houses or straights, both 5 cards. Or possibly even these other things like tubes and plates, which I think are made up. So, by enhancing the Pyromancer's Ignis ability to be able to turn more and more cards into voids ever faster, you get this never-ending supply of bomb opportunities to break your opponent's turn, and then play your own turn, and then immediately turn around and bomb break them again, even if they can one-up your full house or whatever. If you know what you're doing, it can get lopsided pretty quickly. Hey, before I give my final verdict, if this is your first episode, this one's free. But if you've watched me before, we're going to make an agreement. You help me level up by clicking subscribe, and I'll keep making these videos. I'll spend the time playing the games and making content that I hope you'll like, and you'll return the favor, okay? Leave comments, tell me what you think. It's all good. You just agree to engage. That's all I ask. The final verdict. Yet again, I find myself surprised by the relatively deep complexity that can be achieved by adding a few simple mechanics on top of something as old and staid as poker hand-based trick-taking. While I don't think there's anything earth-shattering here in this game, it is entertaining. I worry, though, that all of the fun essentially rides on RNG, both in the form of the hands you get dealt, quite literally, but also in the form of what things come up in the store. Plus, once you learn each character's special ability and how to build the character out, it's unclear how much replayability there will be. I can be pretty powerful with the Pyromancer. Do I really want to spend a bunch of time learning the other characters? And you might be able to play online against other humans, which could be quite interesting or quite miserable. On my trademarked 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, yet again I find myself playing a game with nothing even remotely resembling food, although there actually are some random edibles that you can earn as you play. No, not those kinds of edibles. I guess the game is meh, but only because of the aforementioned replayability questions, as well as the really extremely heavy dependence on RNG. In spite of winning quite a few rounds, I decided that it was time to pack up my decks and leave this fine gaming establishment. The free drinks in hell just didn't give me the warm fuzzy feeling that I was looking for. Although, I'm not sure you'd want warm beverages in hell? Whatever.